Hey everyone, Matt Jarbo here with a quick update over the Mundane Cat GoFundMe. This is Chance. He is home from the hospital and he is doing much better. Everyone has been so generous so far. For that, I am eternally grateful. You guys have no idea. We're not quite done yet. 6,000 is the goal. We're almost there, and I just really hope you guys can help push it over. We are just over $4,200 in the GoFundMe, and we're almost there, but we need a little bit further of a push. If you can help, please go to gofundme.com/MundaneCat, and thank you again from the bottom of my heart. You guys totally rock. Thanks. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is the Mundane Matt channel, and oh man, here we are once again. A game has run afoul of the social justice warriors of regressive lefts, those who don't like a game called The Dirty Chinese Restaurant. I'm not going to lie, that is a horrible game name. That is a horrible, horrible game name. And it was meant to be offensive, I think. And it clearly was to some people out there, but apparently now it will not be released at all. It was criticized for racism. I'm not even against it being criticized for racism. A game called, Dirty Chinese Restaurant is going to evoke a particular mindset, where it's like, oh, the floors are dirty. They serve cat, they serve dog on the menu, that kind of thing. Now it says here, a Canadian company announced on Facebook on Thursday that it will not make available a video game roundly criticized as racist and issued an apology to the Chinese community. Saying here, after careful consideration and taking the time to listen to the public's opinion, we've decided it's not in anyone's best interest to release Dirty Chinese Restaurant. And so it definitely appears on the website of Big O Tree Games. Now, break that down phonetically, because it already kind of is. They knew what they were doing. I know it's definitely kind of like a poke at the regressive lefts, at the social justice warriors, and I get that. And part of me can definitely understand and appreciate the humor involved in that. It's complete shit posting and just an extremely meta fashion that's not something I support, but it's like you can see the underlying humor. But I mean, come on, they had to have known this was going to happen. They said here that we would like to make a sincere and formal apology to the Chinese community and wish to assure them that this game was not created with an intentional interest of inflicting harm or malice against Chinese culture. But your company is called Big O Tree Games, and it's a game called Dirty Chinese Restaurant. I really don't think you're fooling anyone here. Big O Tree Games came under fire last week from elected officials, community activists, and even the Consulate General of the People's Republic of China in Toronto. Well, when you piss off the general or Consulate General, right, which I'm assuming is kind of like the ambassador of the People's Republic of China in Toronto. Let's just be realistic here for a hot second. It's not hard to trigger people in Toronto. It's really, really not. But in this case, I think they're being upset at this is probably more valid than in other times. I mean, like, the game sounds horrible. And they got criticized for the trailers for Dirty Chinese Restaurant, which were published on YouTube last year. And again, it's one of those things where it's kind of like it's published, it lies low for a long time, and then it eventually comes back up. And it's one of those things where you're like, well, why didn't you get on this when it happened? Well, stuff slips under the radar. Among the scenarios portrayed in the game are a Chinese cook hunting for cats and dogs in a back alley to serve customers. That is so horrible, man. That is so horrible, especially considering the ad for my cat's GoFundMe in the front part of this video. That's horrible. I mean, they said, we're not meaning to cause offense, but we have a mission in the game where you literally have to go hunt down stray cats for a soup. That's clearly running stereotypes there. An immigration officer coming to deport employee. Oh my god. And a tax collector looking for cash hidden under the mattress, according to the trailers. Why would there be a mattress in a Dirty Chinese Restaurant? I don't get that. There's some context there that I'm clearly missing. Probably something to do with like the Chinese triad or something. But anyway, the whole point here is that, yes, you can clearly see why this would be hailed as being racist and bigoted from a game called Big O Tree Games. Again, it's not lost on me. The meta's there. It's pretty apparent. Not a lot of subtlety. The simulation game puts players in the shoes of Wong Fu, an overweight man clad in a chef's apron who inherits the business from his brother Wang Fu. So that's just it's terrible. It's terrible. Carlin Chan, a community activist who happened upon those clips while searching for something else on YouTube, said he was elated over the news, saying they made the right choice by withdrawing the game. Chan told NBC News, I guess they saw that it wasn't fun in games to poke fun at people by using racist stereotypes. Oh, I'm pretty sure in their mind they figured it was fun. And I'm pretty sure to a very distinct subset of gamers out there, this kind of game would have been fun. There are people out there who are going to, that are going to argue that this was a cowardly move from the company because they believe in unfettered free speech and that racial stereotypes, aren't considered, hate speech or whatever. But here's the deal: this is in Canada. This isn't even in the United States. So there's different variables to that particular equation, I believe. In a statement last week, Bigotry Game, that's a name. This is the name. Initially defended the pixel animated game, calling it mainly satire and comedy influenced by the classic politically incorrect shows we grew up watching. The company also said it in no way is meant to be an accurate representation of Chinese culture. I don't think anyone out there would believe this is an accurate representation of Chinese culture, but I do understand what they are trying to parody and what they are trying to satire. We have seen this in Asian culture, especially in TV shows and pop culture, where they make those jokes, they play up those stereotypes. I mean, look at, what was it, Mickey Rooney in Breakfast at Tiffany's, as what Ching Chang Chong, whatever his name was. You always had kind of like the token Asian guy, like in the Revenge of the Nerds and other 80s comedies. Those stereotypes have been played up for decades. And, in 2017, if you're going to play those particular stereotypes, it's going to require a great more deal of nuance and subtlety than just calling it Dirty Chinese Restaurant. Yeah. Even if Dirty Chinese Restaurant had been released, the game would likely not have met Apple or Google Play's guidelines, which prohibits offensive or discriminatory content. That I completely agree with. That's why it probably would have just been released on its own through its website. It would have probably found, and here's the thing, I have a feeling a version of this game is going to end up online. Someone's going to leak the game. People on 4chan are going to play it. The subsect of the internet that really loves offensive humor is going to play it, and it's going to give it some kind of almost godlike immortal status because of the type of content it is. It could be the worst game on the planet, but because of the level of controversy surrounding it, if it were to leak, it would actually only benefit the developers in the long run in terms of building a fan base that would probably be willing to pay for their next product simply because they played this one and they want to support those who they feel were had their voices censored. Which actually, if it were me and I was a scummy person, I would release it on BitTorrent, and then I would be like, oh, it leaked online, and then play that game up. Because that to me would be like how you get out of this on top with the type of people on the internet that you were trying to attract to your product in the first place. As of Thursday morning, all evidence of Dirty Chinese Restaurant, including a game description and screenshots, had been stripped from the company's website. In its place was a brief statement. Out of respect, we will begin removing all marketing media pertaining to Dirty Chinese Restaurant off of Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube accounts. These accounts will also be removed. We ask the press to please respect our privacy at this time as we begin the task of removing all our content. Good luck on that one, man. You'd like to think that that would be the case, but because you're doing the right thing in some people's eyes right now, they might leave you alone. But the next thing you do is going to be looked at with heavy scrutiny. You can clearly tell that's going to happen. The company's Facebook page still displays materials associated with the game as of Thursday morning. The YouTube trailers were also still available. But taking a look over on the YouTube page, you can see that they have in fact removed it. And looking at the Facebook page, you can see that the company logo is there. Clearly, a pun on bigotry. I get it. It's a horrible pun, but I do get it. However, if you click here, you see here's the dude. Here's what Wong Fu, whatever his name is, the lead. So this is still there, even though they said it was going to be taken down, but the YouTube page is definitely gone. And it's Wong Fu. I'm sorry. And it looks like almost everything else is pretty much stripped as well. So we can tell that with Dirty Chinese Restaurant, goddamn, that we know certain things are removed. But like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if this game finds itself brought onto torrent sites and somehow develops an underground following. Because in these situations, that would be probably how you do it, is you say it was leaked. It gets out there, people start playing it, they start talking about it, and then through that subsect of the underground on the internet, for those who like edgy humor, and edgy content, then you develop a following that way, and then you build that into something else, all while basically acting like you don't know what's going on. Look, I'm not accusing them of anything because nothing's happened yet. I'm merely pointing out that if I were in their shoes and I was that kind of person, that's precisely what I would do. Hey guys, that wraps up this video. If you'd like to leave a comment, please do so below. I love to read your guys' input. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button. It really does help me in the YouTube algorithm. If you want to support the channel, there's the Amazon affiliate store, there's PayPal, there's Patreon, there's Bitcoin. And if you're bored and you want something else to watch, check out 3 Buck Theater up here. My name is Matt Jarbo. I will talk to you guys later. Have yourself a wonderful day. Peace out.